This is some YouTube news, but for respect, I will not call it slob news.
Is it a boogie got engaged?
No. No, I have no respect. That's nothing but slob news.
On the dock.
And he fell in, and I saw it. I remember a few years back on the elliptical flipping through YouTube. Maybe I had enough Sega Lord X that day. This was long enough ago that, like, I hadn't really reunited with the TMNT arcade game, or for that matter, a lot of arcade games. It wasn't until I got this thing that I actually got to play like a lot more arcade games than I ever did when I was a kid. So anytime like the TMNT arcade game, like if there was a little documentary about that or the Simpsons one or whatever, YouTube was recommending it to me. And I remember the two that came up the most, the ones that seemed to be the premier retrospectives on the TMNT game, were Top Hat Gaming. Hello, you absolute legends. I don't think he said that.
Wait, that's not
No, shit. No, he's Lady Decade's husband, the one that made her dance around in a Mario costume.
Isn't she doing like some new Attack Tour videos? I've hit her, so I don't know. But
Yeah,
I was told.
what was it? It's like you know what? I don't want to let this moment pass us by.
Doesn't she have like a new clickbaity way of?
It's totally new and it's totally clickbait. You're right. So like the thumbnails are like, it's over. A complete disaster. We're all doomed. This will cause outrage. It's over. This is causing outrage. America took everything. Just got even better. American gaming is a problem. Ruins games. So it's just these really sensationalist. Yeah. You know, it's my boy. What's his face? Top Hat.
Yeah, Top Hat.
Absolute legend.
Yeah, it's almost like trying to take a page out of like side scrollers or something, like something. Yeah. Like more sensationalist. It's interesting. We got these grifters.
Listen, she's never been above it. Never. She'll any port in a storm. I remember she did some like big long video a while back about like how tough it is to be a girl in gaming. But then she's also kind of part of this, the side scrollers type content. She'll do anything. But the other documentary about the TMNT arcade game that I watched, and I swear I must have watched it 2 or 3 times because I thought it was pretty good. It was by a channel called PatmanQC, arcade game mini documentaries. It was charming. He had this kind of interesting voice, like an older guy doing a news voice, which kind of added something to it.
In the mid-1980s, the Saturday morning ritual at the PatmanQC household involved a giant bowl of honeycomb and all of my Saturday morning cartoons.
He always started the video with like a really bad Photoshop of his face on Bob Ross painting, and he goes, "Happy little games."
Happy little games.
And they were pretty good. They were, I mean, it's like good YouTube content. It certainly wasn't polished. It was a guy making a video about something that he really enjoyed back in the 80s and 90s. And that's why I'm talking about Batman Returns from Konami. And they were normally like 20 to 25 minutes, and I caught a bunch of them because they were good. But one day I got recommended his channel trailer, and it was this distorted video of just his face, and he was like, "Hello, I'm PatmanQC. You might know me. My real name is, Patrick Davis. About 10 years ago, I lost my hands and my feet to pneumonia when it went septic. I have 2 loves in this world, video games and bowling, and I'm here to share those with you." And I was like, this fucking dude that I've been listening to has no hands and no feet?
For real?
Yes.
Wow.
In 2015, I developed pneumococcal pneumonia, and as a result, due to the complications, I lost my hands and my feet.
Yes. And so the poor guy, this guy out in the Midwest, I think he was 45 or so at the time, maybe a little younger. It was the same year. Apparently he lost his sister and he lost his dad? Yeah, his dad and his sister the same year. He didn't feel well. His wife brings him, or his family or whatever, brings him to the ER. And from his account, he wakes up a month later with no hands and no feet.
Whoa.
And there's all these photos of him like looking like his body is fighting itself. Like really... I guess like pneumonia can really fuck you up.
No joke, yeah.
So then I'm like, how is he making these videos? How's he doing it? I'm like, he must have it. Because I know he's, there was this really nice news piece on him around that time. He loves bowling. He was a bowling guy. His friends helped him figure out how to bowl again. Like he never got prosthetic hands or arms, but he really figured out, it's crazy. Like somehow they figure out how to do stuff in their nubs. Like they figure out how to just like snatch stuff. And then you get like a lighter bowling ball. He started with a 16-pounder and he was able to start, and he starts like hitting strikes. This dude's bowling again with no hands, and he's walking around with prosthetic feet.
Yeah, he probably bowls better than I do.
Yeah, well, he loves it. And he loved arcade games. And I was like, he can't play the video games, right? No. it has to be an Xbox controller. I think that was some, for some accessibility reason, like the Xbox controller was good for him.
But thanks to the Xbox 360 controller and the button layout, I'm able to use that really well, especially for retro games, which only have 1 or 2 buttons.
Yeah, I think there's like accessibility, like a lot of accessibility attachments or variants on it too.
And he puts it in his lap, and then he kind of uses, he's able to sort of like mess with the control stick with one nub and get the, he can hit the face buttons with the other one. He was able to play, he had young kids. He was able to play video games with his kids. And then he got it in his head that he wanted to start making these documentaries about all of his favorite video games, mostly arcade. And this dude, this is crazy. Like, do you, like,
Yeah.
if you have a bad day, just remember this. Or if you're like, fuck, I hate editing. Which there are days where I'm like, God, I gotta edit tonight, all night. Now, of course, I think he was out of work. He's on disability and everything else, right? So he's got extra time. But he made a 25-minute, pretty well-produced video game documentary every 7 to 10 days for years. You want to know how many he made?
How many?
287.
Oh my God.
And they're all in a playlist that you can watch. He captures the video game footage and he does all the rest of it. And this dude, Pat Davis, incredible. Final Fight, Batman Returns. Like I said, I remember he would cover like when he did, like, Batman Returns had like 10 different versions or something. He covers all of them in like a video or two. Like somehow like didn't lose his passion or somehow found it again. I remember I saw in one of his videos somebody had commented, they were like, I actually just lost my hands due to illness or something. He's like, I really don't know what to do. I'm totally lost. I'm totally scared. And he replied, he's like, well, it's really hard at first, but it definitely gets better. Hey, just send me an email. I'll chat with you on email. Because he had time. The thing that he mourned the most is he can't hold his kids' hands. That's like,
right.
During those ages.
Tragic.
Yeah, he had a best friend named Steve Crew, who kind of was his sidekick. I assume he must have helped him on some of this stuff. Like just the output alone was crazy. And Steve is the one who he kind of put a tribute up on social media, and there's a YouTube community post. But Pat passed away last week as of this recording.
Oh no.
I don't know of what exactly. They didn't announce that, but 10 months ago, he had a heart attack and he needed dialysis and he was on a walker, and the dude's body has just completely failed on him basically after this whole problem with pneumonia. He did like an hour and a half long stream where he was looking pretty rough. He was malnourished for sure. He had said he lost 25 pounds. He didn't have 25 pounds to lose. He was like, you'll have to excuse me. I might not be able to get videos out every 7 to 10 days anymore, but we'll try to get them out for you.
Oh.
Yeah, his last video was, I think, again, of this recording about, I think, 7 to 10 days ago, something like that. And it was the complete history of Super Mario Brothers 3. And he passed. Yeah, you can actually see footage of him at the Galloping Ghost, world's largest arcade. He's going around to the machines. He's able to play pretty well with these nubs. He says, when editing, it takes him about 90 minutes to do a minute of finished footage, generally speaking. It's a hassle to edit video.
Yeah, I assume. Like I
Just
would
think
even,
about that.
like how many hotkeys I use. It's like I must be maybe you'd have to use a lot of macros or something. You'd have to program something or
yeah, you could probably design a whole system, right? Mm-hmm. I've never had to do that for some, because I work in tech support. I've never had to like set somebody that's like that severely disabled up with like doing tasks that are quite that complex. It's very, very awesome.
Yeah.
And why not? It's like, I don't know. I'd love to believe that if I lost your hands, right, and your feet,
yeah.
I'd love to believe that, like, if I lost them, I would like just be like, well, I still got to live my life. I still got to edit video. I still got to do something.
I mean, you would think so. I mean, you have to. You would have to live in some way.
You have to.
That resembles doing the things you love.
Yeah, I wonder if AI could be helpful at some point in terms of like, could somebody speak prompts, text, based prompts, and be like, cut here. I'm looking for right after that waveform. Like, I wonder if you, without having to touch the computer, could you edit in a sophisticated way? That'd be interesting. In other words, what could AI prompts do for people who are, for accessibility? And he was a big Batman 66 Batmobile, kind of guy.
Right.
He was of that age. He loved that stuff. His first ever arcade game was Robot Bowling. So it was like bowling plus arcades. He's a big wrestling fan, of course. And he was an artist. So that was another thing. He was able to they showed this footage of him, again, with his little nubs. He's like doing these really cool, like Batman 66 drawings. And like they're not perfect, but they're a fuck of a lot better than I could do. They're like way better than I could do.
It's probably better, better artist, better bowler. Oh man, well, it is inspiring. It's definitely inspiring.
Yeah, he has a Patreon. There's not much happening there, but I hope that anybody who is donating doesn't like just cut that off right away. And I wish PatmanQC the best, man. He's like only on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Only on YouTube. Like, yeah, sure, Hollywood or commercial media will showcase people with disabilities from time to time or whatever. But only on YouTube does a dude just quietly in his apartment, because he has nothing else to do, churn out these awesome video game documentaries, you know, and there's no drama with this dude. No. It's bowling and making these videos, you know, until the day he died.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, you know, there's people out there that they're laid off or they can't get a project off the ground. Oh, I don't have the motivation, or, I think it would be worth all of us being like, what if I just lost my hands and feet? What would, what would I do with what was left of my life? PatmanQC, happy little games. He's a cool guy.
Oh, now I understand the intro with the Bob Ross.
Yeah, he's a painter too. Yeah, he's an artist. Yeah, Patrick Davis. Go check him out. Go watch all the. You know what? That would be the coolest thing. Is like go watch all 287 of those videos, because the dude like was here on Earth for a moment, like all of us, and he left us 287 videos. Yeah,
I always think about that. It's like, how many videos I'm gonna leave behind, and is anybody gonna like go back and watch them? And like,
yeah, will the backlog get watched? Will they watch the backlog while I'm alive?
Probably not.
You know, every once in a while, somebody, you know, Metal Dad or something makes his way through, but you know.
Yeah. I know, like he's laughing at like 10-year-old Game of Thrones jokes, and you're like, oh yeah, I guess I made that joke. Thanks, Metal Dad.
29-year-old me is funny.
What I didn't lose, however, were my two passions, bowling and video games. On my road to recovery, I figured out a way to do both. Thank you for checking my channel out, and I hope you like it. Please subscribe and let me know if you do. Thank you for watching.